Hey, this is Steven from the Green Engineers, and welcome to Wednesday, October 30th update, 11 and a quarter minute video. So, what me and my dad decided to do is we decided to do a complete garage overhaul here. So, you could see that it is kind of the mess before, I guess the outside of the storm before the eye of the storm, I guess you could say. So we're doing quite a bit of throwing stuff away for this week. I'm actually changing positions at my job, so I'm actually off this week. So I've been spending this week to prep the garage for a couple of new things to be coming here pretty soon. So we have quite a bit of things going on. Basically, the big thing that why all this stuff is moved over here is we're actually modifying the shelf here. Actually, we got rid of the shelf. There used to be two shelves here. I mean, basically just like these two shelves are here, right? There's two shelves here. There were two shelves down here. One going across here, and one going across that one down there. So there were two shelves here, and they weren't really that great as far as all of our hand tools. We do have these bifold doors that were okay for holding tools, but not really for holding hand tools. This is kind of what we had for holding hand tools, but everything was so cluttered here, you couldn't, because it was organized vertically, you couldn't really tell what was like where the different hand tools were, because you would have to look at the bottom and see if it was a pair of pliers or whatever, and then look at the top to see, you know, where those handles are going down and attaching to the pliers. So that wasn't the best. So we kind of decided that instead of having these two shelves that were instead of vertically organized horizontally, but they were I don't know, whatever this distance is here, from here up to this shelf, we only had stuff on the bottom of the shelf. Then it just had a big gaping hole in the middle where nothing was. While something like this is decently well optimized there, especially the top shelf here with all the tall stuff, that is well used. But for hand tools and stuff like that, it wasn't very well used. So we got this guy for me and my dad to use. Normally this is my toolbox over there. I might keep it. We'll have to see. I think if I move, I'll keep it when I move the shop too. If I move out at some point, maybe within the next year or so. Otherwise, this is kind of be the joint toolbox that I'll kind of learn building the shop skills on for production and general maintenance on different stuff and whatnot. So this is kind of the idea of what the organization would look like. So here are all our standard and metric wrenches that we own, and here are all the duplicates of basically the same size wrenches. So now we know that, hey, we don't actually need these wrenches. We could get rid of them because we have all the right sizes here. So that's kind of the idea. We have, I know that we have a couple bags of different wrenches laying around that also are like that. I have yet to do that with the sockets. You can see like this. This is all sockets and nut drivers and all that jazz. And then here we actually have another three boxes. These three boxes, I believe, are also sockets. So we have an overwhelming amount of sockets. So what we are thinking of doing is 3D printing some of these, where instead of having the ball on this side, they are just slip fit, and they basically will go in here and go vertically, and then we'll slip the sockets on all of them. So that will organize all the sockets, all the Torx, all the square drives, anything that uses a ratchet, anything that attaches to a ratchet that's got some sort of square drive. Then we have our screwdriver cabinet. All these drives are going to go elsewhere in some sort of cubby something, maybe inside this. Maybe we could figure something out, or something like this. These are the top two. We got a whole bunch of measuring stuff, blades, utility knives, cutters, pencils, scratch awls, measuring stuff, calipers, some old school analog calipers in here. So really cool. This right here. Over here we got miscellaneous. This is hand tools. So this, if you didn't know, this is a 61 inch by 23 by 38, I think, Milwaukee toolbox. And this is the Milwaukee perf board that comes with it. Now the Milwaukee perf board is actually going to go up in here. It's going to attach to this top board here, and it's going to go down here, and then we're going to have a little trim board that's the same thickness, because we're actually going to cut it. And you actually see that I believe that this toolbox was destined to be in here, because if you look at this line that I need to cut here in about 20-30 minutes, is actually right at the end of the perf board, and that's the length that I have to cut in order to go right on top. And obviously we're going to lose an inch of toolbox space. I mean, we can pull the toolbox out an inch, and that will work as well. But that will fit perfectly from the top here all the way down to the bottom here, and it'll stick out an inch. And then we'll have the perf board. We can put all our hand tools up on the perf board, so we could reclaim this toolbox for something else. Down here we're going to have all our clamps. We're going to see if we can get all our clamps down there, and all our long measuring equipment like this big ruler. So that's there. Here is my new weld cart. It's just a regular Harbor Freight weld cart for the Miller TIG, and then MIG, and then also it's got another section there that possibly would be for the for a MIG there. TIG, small TIG there. And it's got my argon CO2 mix. We could get a bigger tank now and put it there. That's going to go in this shelf here. I got to take this shelf out. That's removable. This one's stationary, and then this guy's going to slide in there. And then we're going to build a little ramp that flips up, because there's a little foot there, if you could see. All of my extruder stuff over there, all of my shredder stuff over there. So we're also going to put together some of these cabinets. One will be for my brother, one will be for my dad's, like maybe pipe stuff or stuff like that. And then we need to put stuff in here as well. And then my big goal is, I have a plan. I found a Tormach from a buddy of mine now that he has a new Haas, so he doesn't need this Tormach. It's just burning space. He's had it for 3 years, and he's had it for 4 years. He used it for 3 years, and now it's just been sitting for 1 year while he's been using the Haas. So it's going to sit between here and the shelf here. This is theoretical. The deal hasn't been set yet, but I'm going to try to move this cabinet, this whole cabinet space, over basically to the point where it hits that arc of the garage door there. The whole thing is actually, the whole Tormach is 80 inches long, and it's fully loaded. It has a 10-piece tool changer, a tool setter, 4th axis, 2 vices. Actually, I'm only going to keep 1 vice. I'm going to give him the other vice. It's got almost 30 tool holders, upgraded pump. It's got the pump, the fluid from Tormach, where it's got a servo in the head and it moves with knowing the tool length. So it's basically fully loaded, touchscreen. It's got these quick keys on it. That's super cool, and all that stuff. It's really great. Manual jogger, all that stuff. MPG, manual pulse jogger, all that stuff. So really excited to get that set up in here, and then kind of help my dad, because I don't plan on moving until I get everything cleaned up inside this garage and get my dad all of his space back. So next part is to get rid of these tables here and putting them, and basically getting rid of them. So get rid of those. clean up here, so get rid of these tires, put them in the trailer, get rid of these pieces of wood, and clean up all of this stuff so we could get to the table saw, clean the table saw off, and we'll finish probably this side of the room first, and then we'll get to this side of the room. There's all the Green Engineer stuff pretty much, and then this is my work table, so maybe get rid of all those bolts there in the back, put something else there, clean up all the grinder stuff, get the grinder stuff over on this side. Pretty much no tools on this side, just storage on this side, and then get everything else on that side. So the only tools that will be over here will be for the reclaimer stuff, and then clean up the bottom storage here, and that's it. So that is basically what I have going on this week. I did just get a whole bunch of stuff in, so I need to be cleaning up here and getting my drill press up on the table. I need to cut the tube a little bit, and I did get a grinder in to do the reclaimer stuff, so that's also going to get there, and then all the paint gear is going to go up there, up on that top shelf. So really interesting. Tormach looks really good, so interesting, and going to be very interesting in getting that in here, but obviously a lot of stuff that needs to go. Alright, so thanks for watching this update, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.